morning. Welcome to the Back to Basic Weight Loss Surgery channel. It's Saturday, June 1st, 2013, and I'm your Saturday blogger, Dana, MsDanaGerous. Actually, today I am coming to you in the middle of chores, so, Saturday's a chore day. And there are a number of things that I'm doing here at the house for chores. We just moved and still are settling in. But I'm also doing some personal chores in the fact that it's June 1st. We're 6 months into the year. Excuse me, this is month 6. We're almost halfway through the year. So today I have taken a little bit of time and gone back to my list of goals that I set for at the beginning of the year for 2013, and I kind of reviewed those and said, okay, how am I doing on those? Have I accomplished some of them? And do I need to change some of them? Or do I need to reformulate my plan in order to get back on track? And what I found is that yes, some of them I had accomplished, and that meant that's done, so what am I going to do next? So for instance, one of the things was a specific weight goal and a specific fitness goal. And I had accomplished both of those, and in my head I had moved on to the next goal, but I hadn't written them down in my little log. So I did that. And then there were a couple of goals that I had not achieved and was not on track to those, so I've kind of started noodling in my head. What am I going to do if those goals are still important to me? What am I going to do to make those happen in the 7 months that we have left remaining in 2013? So I just encourage you to do the same here at the beginning of June, to kind of check and say, where am I at? Yay about the things that I've already done that I wanted to accomplish, and celebrate that, because I think it's important to always celebrate what's happened. But also, what am I going to do to be where I want to at the end of the year? Before we know it, the end of the year will be here, and I don't want to be stacking up where I didn't accomplish some things. At work we have these real structured approach where we do set goals at the beginning of the year, and then at mid-year we do a mid-year performance review to say where are we at in approach to those goals, and then at the end of the year we do an appraisal, and the theory is that there's no surprises about where you're at. So I think it's good to think about that in a personal way. What did I say I wanted to do this year? About mid-year, how am I doing on my way? And then, so at the end of the year, there's no big surprises. So that's the first thing I just wanted to share with you this morning. The second thing is really a continuation of a conversation that we started on the Back to Basics Facebook page, and if you're in the Back to Basics Facebook community, hopefully you've seen this thread. If not, I'll kind of bring you up to speed, and those of you who are in the Facebook community, I apologize if this is kind of a rehash. So this is a personal struggle for me, I think, but I think maybe other folks struggle with it as well. And I think it's something that we as a community can think about, how we want to learn from, and what we want to have from our community, and how we can support each other. And it is about the idea of support. And a lot of times I'll see folks post things on Facebook or YouTube, and a lot of times what we see is, I'm not doing great and I need some help, and people are really fantastic about chipping in and encouraging folks, what I would call encouragement support. you know, okay, you messed up. Everybody messes up. Keep going. You can do this. Tomorrow's another day. I think that's important. That is a real important part of support. And I think for the most part we do that pretty well. What I found myself seeing, what I found myself doing is that sometimes as I'm watching that, and especially, I don't know, sometimes it's newbies, sometimes it's not just newbies, I want to kind of reach out and say, yeah, okay, you messed up, okay, that's good, support, hug, but come on, you got to get real. You got to get real here. Are your expectations real? Is your commitment real? And of course you can't do that in a because it's confrontational. Of course you know, I don't have a relationship with most of these people. But what I guess I began struggling with, and also as I'm beginning to find myself slip into other kind of behaviors that are not great, and kind of thinking the kind of support that I want from other people, is the concept of support and accountability. How do you, in your support, not continue to enable people to think that it's okay to just keep on the back track? So, and I'm struggling with the words here, but at some point I think when people keep practicing the same pattern of behaviors, you begin to say, is my encouragement of you screwed up, okay, you get it, tomorrow's another day, does that just kind of enable that behavior versus help them to the next step to change the behavior? And I think, you know, in my own life, I've had people, not in relation to weight loss, but in relation to other behaviors, that people would express to me, oh, I don't want this to be this way in my life. And we would do the, okay, and I understand, and I would be the supportive friend, the supportive family member, and then at some point in time, there was just so many excuses that it became clear to me it was more about their active choices, and you know, it becomes the responsibility and accountability of that person. And how is it that we can help folks with that and be not enablers, but yet still be positive and supportive and not be, you know, the food police? I don't want to be the food police. But I do want to be able to help people and say, okay, you say you want A, you say you want B. Those two things are in conflict. You're going to have to work that out. And, you know, how do we, how you have to make that choice yourself. And I'm here to listen to you. But at some point, if you say you want A, the fact that you keep behaving this way and this way and this way means that you really don't want A bad enough. So what happened is, in this thread, I kind of threw out this question about, you know, we all need support and encouragement. This group and others are a great source. Sometimes, however, I also need accountability support. I do, and sometimes I feel like I want to give that, and it's maybe not welcome, and so I've stopped myself. It's great for people to be encouraging, tell me it's okay to make mistakes, help me not beat myself up. Sometimes I need someone to say, Dana, get real, stop doing X. When you need help, before, when you find yourself at that brink of doing X, call me, or I'll be your partner to help you through at the point in time. And this is me personally, but I think there are others that go through it. And I don't know, I just feel like we need to do more. So here are the questions that I posed to the Facebook group. Do you personally sometimes want accountability support? And if so, how can we learn to identify that so you can get it? How do we know that's the support that you want? 3, what kind of support, what does this kind of support look like to you? What words would folks use? Would it be public? Would it be private, etc.? Sorry, that's my washing machine gurgling into the drain. How would we as a community learn to give this kind of support in a loving kind of way that will help and not hurt? And what are your other thoughts on this suggestion? It's been a long thread. It's been kind of interesting to see. You know, some people have said, yeah, I want that kind of accountability support, but only with people that I really, really know. No one wants food police. And I think everybody is scared is that if we say, oh, you want to hold people accountable, that they'll become food police, etc. So again, my goal is to figure out, A, how can we find the kind of support that we need? And maybe it's, you know, we as a individual, I think there is some individual accountability here, also identifying and being clear about what kind of support we need. And maybe as a community we come up with some tools to help people do that and articulate that. B, how do we as a community begin to practice that kind of support, to give people that kind of feedback, so it doesn't sound like in a negative policing way, but that it is, look, you have the power to do this yourself, but let's, you know, point this out to you. C, maybe there's a way that we can, if people do want kind of accountability partners, but you don't have friends in the community, can we start something that links people together in a different way? I don't know. It's just been on my heart a lot lately, and I think that there's some interesting things that we could learn individually and as a community group from this. So, please put your comments here or go find the Back to Basics thread and add your comments or do a video response. We would love to hear about this for you. I also do know I've been in communication with the folks in the Transformation Academy, because this is very interesting to us and them about, you know, how do we make the Transformation Academies better, and how do we give support in those processes. So love to hear from you guys. You know, if we think about ourselves as a community, and I do think about this, but if we think about this as a community, sometimes what we need to do as a community is to take stock and say, how can we work together to shape this into the community that we want it to be, to make it even better. I think it's great in many, many ways, but I think there's ways that we can continue to also make it better. So that's it. I hope you have a wonderful Saturday, June 1st, and don't forget to think about where you are today, where do you want to be for the rest of 2013, and have a wonderful day. Bye.